Head over to miniaturemarket.com where they have thousands of board games at discounted prices, and you can sign up for product alerts. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek. Splendor is a very popular game. It's known as one of the better gateway games that people start a collection with. It's a great engine building game. I've had great luck bringing new people into the hobby with this game that they're just, wow, I didn't know anything like this existed. And then they always say, well, what's like this that I could play that's maybe even a little easier for some people that don't, my kids or whatever, or maybe something that has this sort of feeling, but maybe a little bit deeper. So in this video, I'm going to go over, if you liked Splendor, then you might love some of these other games. So let's take a look at 3 games that you may have heard of, maybe not, but either way, hopefully you get to learn a little bit more about them and see if they are for you. So here we go. All right, now the first one is a game that's tiny. It fits in a small little box that can fit in your pocket. It's from Green Couch Games called Rocky Road a la Mode. Let me give you a 1-minute overview of how this game works. Rocky Road a la Mode is a 2 to 4 player game where you'll be running your own ice cream truck. You'll be restocking that truck with different items and cards. You'll be attracting customers with the sounds of the ice cream truck, and you'll be trying to fulfill their orders one at a time until you finish them, and then that will become points and or ice creams that you can serve in the future. An interesting turn order mechanism and getting wild pops to use as any ice cream is part of the strategy. And when the back of your truck has enough of the different combinations, you'll be able to score end game bonus points. Yeah, this game's fantastic because A, it's a little lighter than Splendor, it's a little faster than Splendor, and it can fit in your pocket. It's very portable, doesn't take up too much table space, and so you can sort of play it in a restaurant. You can teach it to people that haven't played a lot of board games before, and it's pretty easy to figure out. But if someone has played Splendor, it still offers some similarities to it. It's inexpensive because it's smaller. I love that it has those multi-use cards. You're using them for the ingredients to try to, complete orders, or you're using them to sort of attract customers. And those same cards, once you attract them, then turn into sort of engine building items towards the back of the car that you're able to use on future turns. I like it has that sort of turn order based track that reminds me of sort of, Thebes and patchwork and things like that. I've always liked that mechanism where the bigger actions you take, the more turns that other players are going to be able to take to catch up to you. I like that. And it's just got that streamlinedness to it. The engine building of getting things, doing things, and now I can get 2 blue popsicles on everything from now on. And I like that you're also racing to scorecard objectives. Every piece of this game feels good, tight. There's no extra trimmings here. Like everything here is tight, and it's an easy game that if you like Splendor, you'll probably like this. The theme's cool, the art's good, the colors are nice and vibrant, and that is Rocky Road a la Mode. The next one is in space. It is called Space Explorers. So let me show you a 1-minute overview of how this works. Space Explorers is an engine building game for 2 to 4 players where you'll be building different space projects using the different specialists that you'll be recruiting. You're going to be recruiting different specialists from the research center. And you'll be trying to play these into your own tableau by spending certain resources, some of which can come from these tokens that is like a moving economy that goes around to different players, and as they spend them, you'll get them too. But you'll also gain resources by putting cards to the center, giving them possibly to other players to grab. Some specialists will make it easier to pay for resources to play other cards later, and other cards have great abilities like getting a card that costs 2 for free, but as you play cards on top, it blocks the abilities below them. And the engine builds each of these allows you to get one for 1 less cost, so this one only costs 1 instead of 3. And you're trying to complete these projects by having a certain amount of the different types of specialists in there for points in the end. Now this game, I'd say, can actually be a little bit heavier than Splendor, mostly because of all of the different special abilities are there, and there's a little bit more going on with this. I love that you have these resources that you're using, but it's like a moving economy to the other players. I'm going to use this, but you know what? It's going to put this and this to the player to my left. Or the player to my right does something and sends me a bunch. I'm like, oh, now I could do this where I wasn't really thinking about doing this, but now I can do this because I got these extra resources. I love that moving economy aspect of this game for sure. I like that you're sort of, gathering resources by making cards available to others. So it's like, oh, I really need this resource, but I'm going to allow somebody else to possibly get this card, which might be the one they really need. I like the comboing of the abilities of the different cards and using the engine building of cards of, hey, now I got this, now I've already got one of these. And I like that when you play a card in a specific aspect of your tableau, you're covering up abilities of previous cards. So it's like, ooh, do I really want this? Because the ability below this is really cool. I might want to leave this one here for a while and work on some other things, but then you've got all the tiles, which are the big points in the game too. It's like, the different projects. It's like, well, if I don't start working down this path, I won't be able to get this one or this one probably. But I don't really want to, put something over this ability right now. So lots to think about. I'd say it's heavier than Splendor, but it doesn't take much longer than Splendor. And it's in a nice small package too, and that's Space Explorers. And the last one here is from CMON or CMON. It's a game called GizMOS. So let me show you a 1-minute overview of this. GizMOS is an engine building game for 2 to 4 players. It has this great dispenser where you'll be picking energy marbles out from here and sometimes randomly from inside. You'll be storing this energy in a ring that you'll be spending to purchase cards. Turns are simple and you only do one of 4 things on your turn, like filing and reserving a card from the display, or picking a specific marble, adding it to your resources, or building, which is spending resources for either a card you reserved or one in the display, or reserving and researching, which is allowing you to go through a press your luck mechanism to try to get the card that you're really looking for. But the game's all about the engine. Like anytime I pick a black marble, I get a random one. Or anytime I pick a yellow or black, I get a random one. Anytime I build yellows, I get to pick anything I want. Or blue or red, I get points. You can convert energy to others and increase your capacity, and it's all about your engine. This is probably my favorite engine building game. Definitely has more going on than Splendor. It's a sort of bigger box with lots more components and lots more thinkiness and gameriness going on with this. This game has such a great table presence and it has that tactile feel as you're pulling these marbles and watching the other marbles sort of spool out and run down. Reminds you a little bit of Potion Explosion there. But really, the game's pretty streamlined. You have 4 different actions that you're building off of and building engines on. It's like, ooh, anytime I pick a black, I'm going to be able to take a random one from here. Oh, and anytime I make a blue, complete a blue card, it's going to allow me to do this. And it's really cool because like 3/4 of the way into the game, people are going to start having like these huge turns where it's like, hey, I'm going to do this. Oh, wow, which allows me to do this. Oh, this allows me to complete this. And this allows me to do this. And this allows me to do that. And you got these really cool comboing turns that is just so fun to watch. And even watching other players have cool turns, you get excited for because it's like, wow, that was a cool engine you built. And the game doesn't take that long. It's like an hour-ish, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And you've got those 3 different levels of things that you're building up to, which also remind you of Splendor. Concentrating on the bottom rows first and the second, trying to get the big ones in the 3rd row. But having those engines sort of built on different types of actions gives you different focus. The game is just awesome. It is my favorite engine building game, and that is GizMOS. Well, there you have it. There's 3 games that you might love if you like Splendor, and maybe you hadn't heard of any of these. Maybe you have all of these games, or maybe you've learned more about some of these games that you heard about the game, but now you know more about it. So I hope this has been useful for you, and this has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you find the next one you'll love. Did you miss the Game Topper 2.0 Kickstarter? Have no fear. It's not too late to get in on the ultimate gaming accessory. Convert your table into a high-quality gaming table with a fully portable Game Topper system and take advantage of some of the best 3mm premium gaming mats in the industry. New styles, new sizes, and new accessories can be yours. Upgrade every game you play by late backing now at GameToppersLLC.com.